Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking about the saga of Adams and Crutchfield's Grand Champion Art Rom. This dog was a very important part of Bulldog history. This dog came on the scene about the time when mediocrity in the dogs was coming to an end. Stinson and Glover, who originally owned and campaigned Art, were among some of the best dogmen of that day and had as good a stable of great dogs as there were around that time. Art's first match was a win over Boggs' dog in 120. For his second, he won over Job's dog in 39. His third was against Burton and the Plumber's Jade. Here's the account for that match.
My most memorable experience having to do with this world-renowned dog took place on a beautiful day in north-central Texas when the Combine rose to the challenge and brought him up to meet the Big Plumber's Jade dog. Jade was off of Hammond's Zeke, bred to Rasmussen's Ginger, and one of the heaviest Daibo bred dogs of that day. He was thought by many a dog that couldn't be beat. He was a hard-mouthed, offensive dog that would take a lot of good dogs out in short order. Jade had one flaw compounded by a medical problem that no one ever bothered to address. He never paced himself, mainly because he never had to. But he had a soft palate that would make it impossible to breathe if he had to go the long route. You got the picture. The Plumbers were betting that this would be a short one, so they never worried about the oxygen problem. The dogs hit, and Jade buried up to his eyes in Art's chest, and as he was getting ready to sit the ivory, Art took him out. Jade kept driving, and had set a fast, hard pace for the dogs of this size, but when he would get into the shoulder, instead of destroying it, as was his specialty, was taken out. The first half of this fight was like a chess game, with Art not doing much, just staying out of trouble and in charge at the same time. Close to the half-hour mark, Jade had started to melt and was gasping for every breath at this point. Art, still being relatively fresh, went to work, and it appeared Jade would most likely meet his maker, had the Plumbers not picked him up at the 37-minute mark. It was obvious that Jade wasn't going anywhere, and the Plumbers showed good sportsmanship in their decision to concede. Everyone shook hands and went their separate ways.
For Champion Art's fourth match, he went into Chicken Sam. Chicken Sam used his two-time winner, Gator, into Champion Art. Both dogs were worked for other matches, and they fell through, so they matched each other. At Pit Your Dog, Gator gets on Art's nose and walks him around the pit. Art pushing for the shoulders. At about 8 to 10 minutes, Art gets the shoulders and shows that hard bite he is known to have. The fight goes on, with Art working the body and going into the stifle, and Gator trying to hold Art out. 30 minutes, and Gator has been bit to pieces and takes the count, making Art a four-time winner. For his fifth, he was matching the B. Crutchfield and B. Adams, and disposed of the representative in 20 minutes. After losing one of their best dogs to Art, Adams and Crutchfield purchased him from Stinson for the amount of $2,500, which was a steal for a dog of his ability and record. Now owned by Adams and Crutchfield, Art was matched into Cumpers and Rasmus, who brought a white dog called Polar. Both dogs came in under 46 pounds. Polar goes to the ear, Art to the chest and shoulder. 10 minutes, Art goes to the stifle, then back to the shoulder, Polar on the ear. 23 minutes, and Art has complete control. Now Polar showing weakness from shoulder and stifle. 35 minutes, Polar helpless. 1 hour mark, Art releases his hold. Adams tries to call him into a turn, but can't. 1 hour 11, Art looks up. Adams calls a turn, a quick handle, and Art makes a fast scratch. Cumper gives up the fight in 1 hour 12 minutes. He was matched into a B-Hall dog and was fouled out by the handler on top. He was hooked into Holt's Jeremiah. Unfortunately, the contract was cancelled by Crutchfield. Of all of Art's matches, only one dog ever scratched back to him. Afterwards, he was matched once more, winning his seventh and offered at stud. At the age of 3 years old, the ads on him read Art, the dog with the heart. Sometime later, this great 7-time winner was stolen, just like his sire, Clayton's Eli Jr., as someone thought that the $300 stud fee being charged was too much. He produced Grand Champion Mike, Champion Strike, Champion Luke, Champion Bumper, Champion Layla, Champion Queenie, and many other great dogs. Art will be long remembered as one of the greatest to ever look through a collar. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Gamedog Saga. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more episodes in the future. I am just a fan and an armchair historian of this wonderful breed. This video should be treated as hearsay and has been fabricated for entertainment purposes only. Stay safe and scratch on.